Hey everyone, I'm trying a different schedule of videos for the week. So my plan is to have 3 videos a week, and if I have like extra time or something, maybe another fun video or something like the video I made exposing Derek and his beer shenanigans. So those would be more spontaneous, but ideally my 3 video schedule would have one update video. So like the last video I had an update about my training and different things related to that. A video like this one, which will be about mechanical focuses. This video is going to be about my goals with squats and more specifics than I talked about in the update video. And then a third one, which could be about really anything. I believe this week it's going to be talking about my goals for this year as far as what I want to hit for various lifts, but it could really be, that was weird, but it could really be any kind of video that I want. I think I called it the wild card, so it could be it could be anything. So with that, I think it will allow me to have a more consistent structure to my upload schedule and allow me to be a little more organized, because that's always, although I think I am pretty organized compared to most people, I always try to get more organized. I don't know with that. So hopefully the structure of this upload will be something I'll be able to stick to consistently. I will for sure be able to do weekly updates and probably mechanical focuses. If there's anything that goes by the wayside, it will be kind of the wild card video, because that really depends if I kind of have any ideas for that one. So we'll see how this all goes, but without any let's try that all again. Without any further procrastination, let's get right into this video. So in this week's video about a mechanical focus that I have, I'll be focusing on the squats and what I am trying to do this week with them. So for this week I have a deload going. If you watched my last video, I talked more about what's going on with my deload, but essentially I'm working on obviously less volume and to recover from the last 3 weeks of training, but I also want to focus on the speed of my movement and mechanics of my movements as well. So for squats, the biggest things, I'm not really have any huge things to worry about as far as mechanics go, other than the things I've been focusing on before and really keeping my torso upright more, and not allowing myself to kind of bend forward as I move up, and kind of getting through that sticking point quicker and not really sticking at the sticking point quite as much. Nothing really radical as far as the mechanics go, but with the pauses that I want to do this week, I think they will help me with my other focus, and that is being more explosive with the movement and just moving faster in general with that. And I'll be doing all low reps, all pauses, whether it be back squats or front squats with them. And it's something I may add into the 3 weeks of training. I haven't decided that yet, but I definitely have them planned for this week, and for pretty much any deload that I probably do with through the different 3 weeks, and then a 1 week deload with those. So I think it's something that will be beneficial to me to do a lot, because that's where I think I lack a lot, is just my explosiveness of the movement. I think I have decent strength, especially with being able to grind through weights, but I want to be able to just be more explosive through those weights and not have to worry about getting stuck at whatever weight that I'm doing with that as I get to different weights or different fatigue levels with that. So I think weeks like this will be beneficial as far as that goes. Another thing that I want to try with my squats, and it's something I may not be able to do with regular squats, but with pause squats, it won't be as difficult, but that would be timing the speed of the movement and trying to improve just the speed of the movement and not worrying about obviously putting on weight, especially this kind of week, because I'm really not worried about putting on weight on the bar. I'm just worried about the speed of the movement and mechanics. So with that, I don't know how much I'll be able to do it with squats. It'll be easier with other movements like a deadlift, or it'd be kind of tricky with the bench press unless it was paused. But with squats, it's kind of tricky with that. Same with like a touch and go bench press, where it's kind of hard to decide how you time the descent, if you time the descent, and what point you start the timer on the way up with that. But with pauses, I think that'll allow me to focus on that. And an idea I just had now, I may have to think about implementing that, probably not this week but in future weeks, but with Anderson squats. So essentially, if you don't know what Anderson squat is, essentially you get the racks like your safety racks, like you would have if you're squatting, if you're trying to be safe and not an idiot like I like to be sometimes. I suppose that's not true. If you know how to bail from a squat, then it's not really dangerous to not have a squat rack, but if you're a novice or if you're not sure, always put those bad boys on because they will save you from being crushed from the bar. But anywho, if you raise those up pretty high, if you squat down, it's essentially, if you think like a box squat, but you're using the rack instead. And I like those a lot more than a box squat because you have to keep your tension with your legs and everything, and you can't relax onto a box or something. But what that allows is to, essentially, it's like a forced pause squat, and it's like a perfect pause squat. I don't know else how to describe it with that. But if I were to do Anderson squats with that, I could time at various levels that I am kind of at that rack position of the speed that it takes to get to lockout with that. So that also could be another compromise that I use. Like I said, I probably won't do that this week because I'm going to do some pauses because I haven't done those in a while. But for the time being, I'm sticking with high bar and bent lifts and everything as far as that goes. And I think this focus for the time being will allow me, as I get closer to my meet in June, to transition better to low bar squats and to be able to use my legs in that movement a lot better. And I think that will allow me to obviously lift more weight, but it will also allow me to put less pressure on my back. Not that low bar destroys my back, but it will allow me to fatigue my back less, so it will allow me to perform better in the bench as well as the deadlift with that. So I think it will only be something that can make me better. I mean, if you move the bar faster, you're only going to be stronger. So it's something that I think will benefit me during this deload week, and it's something that, like I said, pauses may be something I add into my 3-week cycles of workout, but I haven't decided how much or how I would implement those of some sort. Maybe I'll add Anderson squats in, but I just want to talk about my focuses with my squats for this week, and I think I covered just about everything that I want to with this video. If you have any thoughts or comments about this video, please leave those down below, and as always, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.